Happy Sabbath, my God-glorifying family. Peter Michael Gibbs here. Today is preparation day, and Delise and I are going to not only renew our vows, but more specifically, we are preparing for Sabbath, and we're about to go into Sabbath in a few hours. Let's talk about the judgment of the living and the investigative judgment for a little bit, because the judgment of the living is intricately tied in with the investigative judgment. If I would ask you, how do you get wheat and tears if you don't have an investigative judgment? Since in Matthew 13, we know that wheat and tears look almost the same. The Lord is teaching us a lesson there that there has to be an investigation in order for Him to separate the wheat from the tears, but more importantly, to show God's people, to show the unnumbered worlds out there, that when they get time to investigate the books, they'll see that God is fair and God is just, that no one was lost or no one was saved without an investigation to show that His blood covered them and that they accepted Him as their Lord and Savior and forsake all their sins. That's the reason for the investigative judgment. Also, in these last days, the investigative judgment is necessary because it determines who is going to participate in this final work. You think that the church, unfortunately I have to say this, you think that our beloved Seventh-day Adventist Church in the condition that it's in right now is prepared to finish the gospel? Absolutely not. This is why we learn that there must be an investigation of the living as well. But where do we see that in the scriptures? That's very important. Right? So we see that, or we saw that in Matthew 20, the 11th hour laborers. We see it in Zechariah 6, verses 1 through 8. The grizzled and the bay horses, can't go into that now, but if you go to trumpeterministries.org, you'll see a lot of information there about the investigative judgment and the judgment of the living. You see it in Revelation 7. You see it in Isaiah 66. You see it in Isaiah 11. You see it in Ezekiel 36. You see it all over the place because the Lord must have documented it so that today we would know that the Lord knew exactly what condition everything would be in and what we would be in at this time and made provision for it, because the church in this condition, unfortunately, cannot finish the work as we are right now. There must be a cleaning up. So again, I want to encourage you, go over to trumpeterministries.org. There you will see several studies on Ezekiel 9, the kingdom, the harvest, and other studies. And let's talk about it when we see you again. All right, God bless.